I am trying out something, the filings as they are, and just try and explain the practicalities and, you know, translate the law, what it might mean, what might happen next, and try and just stick to the point and keep my emotions out. And then do, like I'm about to do now, a separate video where I'm like just getting everything off my chest. Today's sanctions request, and we have seen so many from Lively, like she is asked for, sure, if waves far in her direction, she will ask Judge Lyman for sanctions for it, right? That's where we're at now. But today I'm really annoyed. I'm really annoyed. I don't understand why she is asking for sanctions. Right? She thought it was pornography in her CRD. And in her first complaint. Wayfarer come out then, responded and said, no, it's a birth video, right? So then she walked that back. By the time she amended her complaint, she had sort of said, Miss Lively thought it was a pornographic video, blah, blah, blah. And then she kind of walks back the whole, Jamie Heath tried to show me pornography. She says in her own filings, he started to show it and she stopped him. She says that even in this letter requesting sanctions, that, she stopped him. And she said that she would see it later, and she never did see it again. So she has seen a video, which everyone agrees is a birth video. Wayfarer have not denied they attempted to show it to her as well, because of, kind of like try and capture the creative side of the scene they were about to shoot. So I don't understand why it is essential for Lively to have all forms of this video. Specifically, she wants to show the jury all of this video entirely, from all various angles and aspects. A deeply personal video where, she wants to show all kinds of angles of Natasha Heath in the midst of giving birth to their son. She wants to show that to a jury of 12 complete strangers, where Jamie Heath may well have attempted to show her anyway, a small excerpt of like a very tastefully captured part of the video, which kind of protected the modesty and dignity of other people, including himself. But Lively just wants to show a video of a naked woman, yet she's the one who's complaining about sexual harassment. I don't understand. There is no dispute that it was a birth video. Wayfarer are not actually disputing. They showed it to her. But she wants to judge, and I got exasperated with this when I was reading it, right? But she literally, again, she's like, Judge, what I want here is for him to not be able to testify about this, to not be able to defend himself over it, not provide any context. I want to be able to sit there and, I think she literally wants it taken as read that this was sexual harassment to her. And I'm like at the end of my limit with her. I mean, she's literally written this letter, which I said at the time, I say it now, I'll say with every sanctions request from her, this is just PR to put out a narrative that is quite misleading, as is their MO, right? But she is saying, well, she's had this excerpt of the birth video for months, right? Now she's saying, well, it's not the one he showed me. She's not said that before. And I questioned when I read it, like, how can she remember? She watched it for a split second, told him to stop, and that was 2 years ago. Like, how can she be how is her memory so amazing that she knows exactly and wasn't? And bear in mind, this woman confused a natural home birth with pornography. A woman who is constantly bragging about how she's given birth 4 times, did not recognize a woman giving birth. And like, I just how is she prejudiced? I don't understand. If she doesn't show the exact scene or the second of footage that she actually saw, how is she prejudiced? She is saying, I was shown a picture, a video of a woman giving birth. I had to stop them from showing it to me. Wayfarer are not sitting here going, we didn't do that. We never showed that. There's no dispute over whether it's a home birth or pornography. She thought it was pornography at first. Fine. I mean, that in itself was ridiculous, but okay, we got over that. Wayfarer responded, and she actually walked that back and went, okay, well, I thought it was pornography. But now she is saying, well, as he has not given me, she's waiting until the deadline has passed, and then she's gone, well, now he hasn't given it to me. I am severely prejudiced. You have to sanction him. And also, Judge, you have to enter an order to say he can't offer any evidence, written or oral testimony, on the topic of his showing the birth video. What? That is absolutely insane. And right now, I mean, I think, to be honest, like, in all honesty, there's a lot of the sanctions requests. I actually don't see Judge Lyman, even if I took it as read that he is biased or corrupt, I still think that even he can't, put together enough justification to award her all of these sanctions. But I don't think he's going to give them to her, the vast majority at least. This one, I really don't think he's going to give. And if he precludes testimony from Jamie Heath to provide context to something that is not in dispute, then, I mean, personally, I think Wayfarer would have cause to appeal. I think that would be a really stupid decision. I can't see Judge Lyman giving it. However, I am really annoyed, and I'm annoyed more than anything on behalf of Natasha Heath. That's where I'm really like, I think this is ridiculous. Like, no woman needs to be humiliated by having her, such an intimate and personal moment being played out in full in a court hearing. I already think this has been blown way out of context. I think it was insulting for Lively to even try to suggest that it resembled pornography in any shape or by any stretch of the imagination. However, we got past that, but now she's saying, well, I want the entire video so I can show the jury. Show them what? To prove what point? Wayfarer have said, yes, we did try to show you it for this reason. They've given the context. So I can't believe it. Oh, I'm so annoyed already. I'm annoyed already. I'm hoping we'll have better news with Jen Abel's amended complaint later. I'm hoping there'll be something worth getting excited for with that. But As if Blake Lively's not already proven a massive disappointment through this, right? This woman does not speak for women. I've said it before, she does not. She speaks for herself, probably speaks for her husband. And, I really strongly believe that her attorneys are giving her absolutely shockingly bad advice so they can bump up the billable hours. That is my opinion, and that is my opinion based on my own personal interactions with her attorneys. But this crap just keeps proving it to me. Like, how many requests for sanctions do you need on the docket? And, the way things get redacted, right, you can tell it's enough to make it sound bad. Like I said, they've added in a bunch of stuff like the email where they're making allegations that it looks edited, it looks this, it looks that. And then you eventually, the actual email that they wanted to include about this video was further up the chain. There was no need to chuck that email in. But because she's been accused of editing and altering stuff like text messages stolen from Jen Abel or the Steve Sarowitz audio, obtained illegally too, by the way, then, I I just don't like how she keeps coming to the docket with this holier than thou attitude, acting like she's the aggrieved party. Even if Wayfarer were, hiding stuff or not giving up all of the document production that they've been ordered to do, fine. But she's hardly coming to the court with unclean hands herself. So maybe let's just sit on that, yeah? Blake Lively, the champion for all women, self-proclaimed, by the way, now wants the judge to put in place an order that says Jamie Heath cannot provide context around a birth video, which is not in dispute, and she wants the entire video to show the jury the entire video, which she herself was never shown. It was never intended to see. And she thought it was pornography. Personally, it just feels like a way to try and curb someone's testimony whilst humiliating their wife. And that is not a woman who speaks for women, in my opinion. That's the end of my rant. I just had to get it off my chest. I'm so mad at the moment. It's like, how much lower can she go?